hear me, Magda? I'm visible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, lovely. Let's start the session. Coming to the sitting posture. Keep your back, neck straight, align, and gently close your eyes. Go into your asana. Go into your posture. Observe the alignment. How's your back, your neck, your shoulder? Now, once you are connected to your body, move your attention towards your natural pure breath, the breath which is going in and coming out. Observe. Now prepare yourself for the 3-time I'm chanting along with Shanti. Take a deep, prolonged breath for the Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel the vibration, sensation. Join your both palm, tap your palm. Place on your eyes. Very slowly while thinking, looking at your palm, gently open up your eyes with a great smile and say Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So welcome to the Ayurveda class. So in previous session, we discussed about the Samagni, right? We talked about it, how the Agni is disturbed by the Tridosha, right? And now today we're gonna talk about the Malas and the Amma and how everything is linked. In Tridosha, when we discuss about it, remember Tridosha, which is prevalent in entire world, then Triguna, Tridosha, which is made of the Triguna, and Triguna is making the Panch Mahabhut, and Panch Mahabhut is composing the Tridosha. Everything you have to remember in order to understand the connection of the human body with the outside environment. Okay, make it clear. So remember, keep memorizing all these things. it help you to provide the treatment to yourself and to your student. Okay, so I'm gonna share you the today topic. So today topic is it is visible Trimala.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So we learned about it that Vikrit and Vikrit state also the personality divided into the two category. And these other categories we're gonna talk about it, but understand these are the two major categories, Vikrit and Avikrit. And Vikrit is imbalance, Avikrit is a balance. Okay. Now three malas. So if you see this topic, three malas. Okay. TRIMALAS, three malas. Three matlab three. Mal means waste. So you can write it down. Three matlab three means three. Mal means waste. Bodily waste. You know, your body system are designed to whatever waste is, remain in your body, it's come out, right? You have to release your waste of your body. Somehow, because of imbalance of the tridosha, then imbalance in your agni, then your three malas is also affected. Understand one thing, you have not only the three malas, there's a many malas in your body which coming out from your ear, nostril, from your eyes, from your belly, from your vaginal area, your reproductive organs, and your anal region. These areas also secreting certain kind of waste, right? And each and every pores of your body also secreting the waste. Even carbon dioxide is also considered to be a waste. So each and every cells release the carbon dioxide, right? Absorb the oxygen and release the carbon dioxide. So even millions. So in that sense, you have the trillions of the cells. Your body is formed from the trillions of the cells. So all the cells are secreting the mul, right? So there's a system for secreting the mul from the body. And it is very much important because if mul is stored in your body, I'll let you know what happened. Don't worry about it. But it's important that your body systematically, uh, release all kind of mala from the body. But Ayurveda talks about it that there's a most important three mala which doctor diagnose, right? When you even go for the either you are going for the Ayurvedic doctor or even the yoga therapist or naturopathy or Unani medicine doctor or the homeopathic doctor or the allopathic doctor, they observe that what happened when you secreting, when you're releasing the waste. When you go to the doctor, your doctor say how's your poo, then there's a stool test, there's a urine test, right? Then Ayurveda talks about okay, stool, urine, and the sweat. Sweating is also play important role. So these three things gonna affect when you have imbalance of the three dosha and your agni is gonna imbalance. It means like you get the imbalance of three dosha, your agni would be affected, then your mala would be affected by that. Okay, so it's a when you're looking for the treatment, doctor diagnose your problems through these tests. They're gonna observe that what is coming out from your body. So your stool change whatever food you are having, whatever food you are giving to your system. If you're eating non-vegetarian things, you can see this a different kind of smell is coming from your stool. Or you have taken the more garlic or onion or little bit spicy add in your diet. Or if you eat lots of chilies, then you feel burning sensation in the morning. It means whatever you're taking, same things you are, taking out, your stool would be affected. So diet play very important. In coming session, we're gonna talk about it. But you can understand if you're eating the wrong, wrong diet or something like that, which is not good for your system, then it's gonna affect your stool. If you're having lots of white flour and white sugar in your diet, your stool would be affected by that. You feel more constipated, and or maybe you get the indigestion also. The people who are having lactose intolerance, they cannot take the dairy products. So if they're taking the dairy products, their stool would be a little bit wittery and giving the lots of gas. When you go for the passing the stools, you produce more gas. You're It's like there's a sound when they're taking out their stool, when you're releasing your poop, right? So this happened because your diet is completely connected with your waste. Your whole digestive tract, right, is connected with the waste tract also. So this can be controlled by the moderation of the diet. We're going to talk about it. So your 3 miller would be completely come into the balance rate when you have the moderation of the diet. So your urine also play important role. Like in ancient time, even now we have the many tests for urine checkup. If you have the high urea, so it means that certain pressure you are giving to your kidney, right? So, and some urine infection you are having, so you feel a burning sensation. Your color of the pee gonna tell lots of things about it. Even color of the poo also talks about that what is the problem going on in your body. Okay, so like for example, I'll give you the one example. Like in African, especially in the tribal area, and even in there's a many naturopathy and the Ayurvedic system to diagnose. So they take the urine. So what happened in tribal area? They tell you, okay, do the pee on the ants colony area. If ants are crawling and they start, uh, licking your urine, it means you have the sugar in your urine. Now you go for the sugar test, but earlier that's how they diagnose the diabetic test. Even there is a one place in Indian continent. There is a, especially in Himachal, there is a Dharamshala. I know I don't know you maybe you heard about it, Dharamkot. So there is a very big hospital of the Tibetan medicine. So Tibetan medicine is like they follow again the naturopathy and Ayurveda mix of everything. So they also diagnose the patient disease through observing their urine, even cancer, tuberculosis, or many fatal diseases, arthritis, other problems, any problems. They just take the urine, doctor check the urine, and just in the bowl, and they just I don't know how they check it out. I don't know that thing. But there are many ancient, doctors, and which we used to call bath. They take the urine in the ball and they check. They smell even. The smell of the urine is completely changed. There's a smell in your stool and there's a smell in your urine, which keep changing. Especially in the female body, during the month cycle, your urine is having the different smell, and during the normal, time, you have the different smell. If you observe the smell of your urine, okay, so they develop their senses. Doctor know, because they do more practice, so they know what kind of smell is diagnosing what kind of disease. So they check the urine like in this traditional way. Now come to the sweat. Sweating again play very important role. If you too much sweat and you are not sweating at all, both are I mean it's showing the imbalance in your body. You observe your sweating. If it's too smelly and you are sweating a lot, it means your pitta go imbalance. Sweating And if you have the dryness, you're not sweating at all, it means you have more vata kind of, your vata guna imbalance. So sweating is also very much important, understand. And people who sweat a lot and they smell a lot, we don't like them, right? Your whole attraction go against, okay, they are smelly a lot. So instead of using the deo and everything, again people are using many kind of products to suppress their sweating, but actually do not suppress your smell, because if you're suppressing by using fragrance things, it gonna create more issues, more problems, especially the alcohol and chemical base. So I've seen like many ads are talking about you use that deo, you get many girls because you smell good or something like that. This is completely stupid things going on. Actually, your sweat smell because of certain problems are going on in your body. This is the symptoms of the body. So you have to go to the doctor, any doctor, which therapy you believe, allopathic or ayurvedic or homeopathic or naturopathy, whatever therapy you want to do, for at least you go to the doctor. These maybe the problems, um, maybe you have the fatal problems going on in your body. So even you don't require the doctor, you can observe these symptoms daily by evaluating yourself. Check your stool, check your urine, check your smell. And even you have to observe if something is happening, immediately see the doctor. Okay, something, immediately you start smelling a lot, immediately. So you have to immediately go to the doctor. Maybe there's a certain problem, certain infection, bacterial invasion happen in your body, or something virus go into your body. So you have to do take these things serious. Okay. So after Trimala is completely linked with the Agni, because if you take the food, right, and the food is not properly digested, and it's remain in your body for longer period of time, you feel the constipation, right? It produce and waste is not coming out properly because you have the imbalance of three dosha. Your Agni would be imbalanced, so your Trimala is affected. You feel constipated out, right? This thing gonna lead towards the ama. Can you see this one? Ama. A-M-A, ama. Toxin. It means you have taken the food, your Jatharagni is weak, and even Rekha, you asked in the previous session that what happened if my Jatharagni is weak, or Kapha people, those cannot digest the food properly, what gonna happen? So happen what? Your body start killing yourself. Actually, this thing gonna happen. It's happen like the food is in your body and it's remaining in your body. It's remaining in your digestive tract, and it's not coming out also either. So like your waste system is affected and your digestive system is also affected. So now the particles of the food which stuck in your belly, it start rotting, and it's converting, start producing the toxin in the body, which later on give you the arthritis. If go to the joints, it will give you the cancer, autoimmune disease, vitiligo, and stroke. If it's gonna mix with the blood, skin related issues you will get. You maybe get eczema, and many problems start gonna happen because of this toxin, because of this ama, which is not coming out from the body. So in Ayurveda, there is a one thing you can do, go for the Panchkarma therapy. And in Hatha Yoga, we practice the Shatkarma. Basically, we are removing the ama from the body. We are taking out the toxin from the body. So if toxin is in your small and large intestine and in your digestive tract, it easily can be removed. But if it's go into your blood vessels and reach to the tissue, it's become difficult to remove. So for that, we then that time we utilize them. We use the medicine. herbal medicine. Okay, but if it's related to digestive tract and your waste system, then you can go for the Panchkarma therapy, Anima or Shatkarma Vaman Kriya you can practice, or you can go for the deeper level Shankrachalan Kriya. That's gonna remove easily the Ama from the body. Okay, but understand, if Ama remain in your body, it will slowly, gradually gonna kill you. Killing you means you, it's like you're gonna die. Actually, the reality is that one day you're gonna die. But your death, the procedure of dying becomes so painful. That is gonna happen. I'm not saying if you're following the Ayurvedic rule, all the Ayurvedic rules and regulations, you're not gonna die. You're gonna die ultimately also. But the procedure of dying and the suffering, you can reduce or you can completely delay, or definitely you are delaying your death, you're delaying your old age, delay, not completely. It's inevitable part. Okay, you're gonna die one day, and through the disease, if natural death gonna come to you through the disease, you're gonna die, any kind of disease. So, but through this practice, you can avoid, at least you can delay your death, and you can delay your old age, and you can reduce yourself. That gonna happen, and you can enjoy more, and you become more alive, and you can live more happily. That's gonna happen. Okay, so now move to uh, what happened. You can see. Now we're gonna talk about the link. Everything's how everything is connected to each other. So three dosha is imbalance. Once three dosha, vata, pitta, and kapha is gonna imbalance, it means one is more dominant. Like for example, vata gonna be more dominant. Okay, if vata gonna dominate in your body, you feel dryness, you feel a little bit, you start thinking a lot, you become insomnia, you get the insomnia, your sleep gonna disturb. These are the simple, I'm giving you the simple symptoms of the vata, if vata gonna imbalance. And you start thinking a lot, and you think about those things which is even not important at all. So this state is showing that three dosha is imbalanced. Then it's gonna create the Agni imbalance. So if Vata is imbalanced, which kind of Agni you gonna have? You would be having Visham Agni. So Visham Agni is an imbalance. Okay. So you have the Visham Agni. Then this Visham Agni, because unfluctuated one, it's you are not able to digest the food properly because it's unfluctuated. Sometimes they're light, sometimes it's vanish. It's gonna happen. For example, if you light, there's a you light the fire outside, and you're keeping the wood on the top. So sometimes it's gonna burn the wood, sometimes it's just vanish. The fire vanish. So how it's gonna digest the wood? How it's gonna, you know, uh, light all the woods? It not gonna happen. So because of the fire is fluctuated. When somewhere is high, somewhere is low, or sometime it's completely extinguished. Okay, so uh, it's gone. There's no fire at all. So this is the fluctuation in the Agni. Okay, Visham Agni. So what it gonna create the imbalance, it gonna affect the three malas. This imbalance gonna directly gonna affect your three malas. So your stool color, your urine smell and color of the urine, and your sweat smell, too much sweating or less sweating, you're gonna feel that your mala would be affected by your Agni, imbalance of that. Why? Because it's there's an imbalance of the dosha. And now all these imbalance produce ama more in the body. So this is the link, and diseases are formed in the body because of imbalance of three dosha, imbalance of the Agni, where Amala is affected, and then you have the Ama protection in the body. So Ama protection in the body, it means body gonna kill themselves. Your body gonna become, and that's why you have the autoimmune disease also. Autoimmune disease, what? Your cells forget, they forget about that they start killing the good cells of the body. Your cells are killing your own cells of the body, autoimmune disease. So that's happened in the cancer, that's happened in the even the many autoimmune disease. So even vitiligo is autoimmune disease. You don't have the skin colored cells which give the color to your skin, and then you get the white patches all over the body. So how we can control these things? Coming session, we're gonna talk about it. Don't worry about it. But any doubt till here, any queries related to this topic, what we discussed right now, three malas and dharma. And have you understood that everything is linked? Okay, we cannot ignore these things. And yes, you can bring the balance to your body, but it required hard work. And coming session, we're going to talk about this thing after we discussed about the Prakriti. Any doubt till here?
Does the bad breath comes under the Trimala?
The bad breath, yes, of course. It is the symptoms that something in your stomach is producing more acid. You know, breath is coming from your stomach. Never gonna go away by using the good quality of, I have just watched the one ad video, which is Colgate ad, right? You just brush your teeth with that kind of fragrance and you kill your bad breath. No, it's not gonna happen like that, because you have the cavity in your. There is some function. Bacterial, bacteria is going on in your mouth. The growth of the bacteria is growing in your mouth or in your stomach. Somewhere is effect. So this is the signal to you that you have to clean your body. If your stomach is clean, if your mouth is properly clean, you don't feel the bad breath, and you cannot by chewing the so many gums, flavorable gums, or using the good quality of toothpaste or bad quality of Colgate is worse. Though I'm not promoting and denying the protection. I'm saying all these toothpaste containing the chemicals which are basically worse than your mouth growth bacteria. So uh, bad breath, it means there's a sign that you have certain problems in your mouth or in your stomach, or some foods you are having that is having certain things which growing the growth of the bacteria.
Okay.
Okay.
If somebody get like if there's mice quite a lot, if they do a cleansing of the tummy by doing so is it going to get better by cleansing of the tummy?
Of course, it's more like cleaning your dustbin. The in your kitchen you keep the dustbin where you know throw all the waste of your kitchen. So when you daily clean, it means it's not gonna smell, isn't it? But if you keep that thing for 2 days or 3 days and you're not cleaning daily, it's gonna smell. Simple thing. If you clean your stomach and if you clean your anal area, even the fart, that the fart which you're doing, that is producing the bad smell. So even bad smell in your fart is the signal that something you have eaten wrong, and your body is creating more, um, producing more gas, and there's a the stool is stuck there and it's not coming out, and because of that you having the bad fart smell. But fart is normal. You don't one or twice, it's okay, but people, there's many people who fart a lot or their fart is smelly. So in that sense, what you can do about it, you have to go for there's in Panchkarma, you have in Ayurveda, they give you enema. There's a herbal enema given to those people. It's gonna clean their all the waste from the anal region, and then you're never gonna fart. It doesn't mean if you eat wrong again, you're gonna have that things again. It's gonna come back again. But if you moderate your diet from that moment after cleaning it, right amount of food you're gonna give yourself, then yes, your asthma would be reduced day by day. You're gonna work on that.
So how often is it advisable to give enema?
Depend person to person. Dear, it's not like basically we have to diagnose the patient that what kind of problems they are having. Even enema is not prescribed to everyone that it's very beneficial for everyone. No, it's not like that. People who are having constipation or they have the constipated thoughts, even migraine, sinus, asthma, or these kind of problems they are having. But if it's related to the heart related problems, cardiovascular related issues, or pregnant women are there, then that time we completely avoid them. But uh, depend person to person. Again, I'm telling, like if I want to do, I have done so many things, especially the Shatkarma, when my body is not capable, and I just in order to see how the experiments go well. So I remember in COVID situation, when I got the COVID, I do the cleaning. I daily I'm doing the Shatkarma practice. It's like a one way to clean yourself. So I'm doing the Kunjal Kriya. My body is completely drained and so many things happen to me. But I'm doing the cleaning because I know the procedure and I can take the risk on myself because I know the everything ups and downs. So I can do these things, but it shows the good result on me. But it's in the books, it mentioned if you have the fever and you have the weakness, you cannot do the Shatkarmas practice or these cleansing procedure. If your body is completely drained, energy is drained, and you have the other problems also. And COVID, in when you get the COVID, problems, that disease, your body is completely you out of breath. You have so much weakness.
Ma'am, we can't hear you.